So hi everyone, hope all of you are doing well. So this is Shrina Gloria again, and today I'm going to make jollof rice. And I want to be very clear that this is my Indian take on jollof rice. Okay, so I hope all the loving African people who jollof rice belongs to, please, I hope you'll be proud of me because I'm trying your food and I'm just putting a little bit of my take. Okay, so for that I have taken one green pepper. I won't use the whole thing. I'm using less rice, so I'll use half of this. One red pepper, bell pepper, and I'll use the whole thing. One onion, I've cut it into half. Two tomatoes, a little less than a handful of garlic, and one green chili for the heat. And I will use about half a cup of tomato puree too. And then I will use about 2 cups of beef stock. Okay, so let's get on with it. Let's see how this turns out. I'm going to try it for the first time. So I hope you're getting a view of it. Okay, these are all washed and I'm just cutting it into halves, and I'm going to put it in the, I'm putting it in the mixie, and I'm going to puree all this. Okay. The garlic. So I don't have those fresh chilies, so I'm using one green chili. Those fresh, lovely fresh red chilies that they use for jollof rice, I really don't have that, so excuse me for that. And according to me, for me that is too much heat also. So okay, so I've cut all this. I put it into the mixie jar and I'll grind this and I'll get it into a puree. So I have taken one cup of beef soup. That is, I've boiled, beef soup. 1 cup of mutton soup. I boiled the mutton, and into that I am putting 1 cube of um, chicken soup, uh, concentrated, and I will use this. So I will use this for my jollof rice. Okay, you can boil your beef, you can boil your mutton, you can boil your chicken, or you just use these cubes. So I've used 1 cup of chicken soup, and I've added 1 cube of chicken soup, or chicken stock, whatever you can call it. Okay. So hi all, I've put on a pot here, and we are going to start making the jollof rice. We're going to start making the jollof rice. So into that I am going to use about 5 tablespoons of oil. Okay, as soon as the oil is hot, I'm going to put in all these things that we ground. Okay, so as you can see, the oil is hot, and I'll put in, as I showed you, everything that we have ground in this. There you are. Stir that all very well and let this fry completely. Let all the liquid go away. So we'll leave it on for a while and then we'll come back to it. Okay, so stir this very well and let it fry really well, where all the, the moist, the water, everything gets dried. So now all these vegetables that we ground up has nicely been fried, and all the moisture has left. Just a little bit, but that's okay. So now at this stage I am going to drop in the rice. Okay, so I have taken 3 cups of rice, my measurement 3 cups, which is about 500 grams of basmati rice. Okay, I've washed it and I've soaked it for about half an hour. Some people don't soak it and that's okay. But basmati rice is supposed to be soaked. It gives a good result. Okay. Now stir this very well. Stir it very well. Keep stirring. Stir it very well. Let the rice sort of take on this masala. And now I want to explain to you that the jollof rice calls for they say use 1 spoon of curry masala. Okay, so I don't know which curry masala that is, but I'm going to use 1 spoon of my Indian curry masala. Okay, so let's see how all this turns out. So now for basmati rice we have to use 1:1.5. So I'm using the stock. Yeah, 1 cup. So 3 cups. So that is about for 3 cups of rice we need 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 4.5 cups. So I've used now 1 cup of stock, and I'm using hot water. 2, 3 and 4. Okay, stir this very well and taste it. Taste it to know how the salt is, because we haven't added salt. So, but just give it a taste so you will know, because you've added stock. Yeah. So now we'll add salt, and I put the flame on medium so it doesn't burn out. Okay. So I'll put a teaspoon of rock salt. There you go. And I'll stir it very well. And now I'll put the curry masala, about a teaspoon. So curry masala, about a teaspoon. A little bit of turmeric, just a little bit, to join in the color. Okay. Okay. So I'm stopping it at this. Okay. I'm stopping it at this. And I'm going to give it another nice stir. And hoping and praying that it will come out well, because the Africans really make it beautiful. The Nigerians, the Ugandans, I don't know, I've watched many people, and they make it beautifully. So I'm just giving my take on it, and I hope you all will like it. Let's hope it comes out well. So for the moment I'll cover it and I'll cook it on slow heat. Okay, so now I'm going to make some mutton curry. So for that I have put on this cooker, and I am putting in about 2 tablespoons of oil. So now that the oil is hot, I have ground, I showed you, I have ground about 2 onions and 2 tomatoes. I showed you that, and I'm going to put it now into this. Stir that very well. So now we'll open it, and I will put in a teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. 1 teaspoon. And then I'll stir that very well. Okay. I'll also put a little bit of salt to taste, so that the onion and tomato fries up faster. Okay, just a little, because I have already boiled the mutton, and while boiling it I added some salt, because as I told you, I wanted the soup for my jollof rice. So this is my boiled mutton. I hope you can get a good view of it. I boiled it, and this is the remaining soup that I have. I used half of the soup, the stock, for my jollof rice, and I kept half for making the curry. I hope you can see my onion and tomato puree is nicely frying up. Let it fry a little bit more, so you know all the moist from it goes away. Okay, let it fry a little bit more. We'll cover it. So as this is frying, I have washed and cut up into fours 2 medium-sized potatoes. I'll put that in so it gets nicely fried with these masalas, and it will, you know, the potatoes will the flavors will sink into the potatoes. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so now let it fry really well. We'll cover it, let it fry up. So here you go. Now I put in 1 tablespoon of mutton masala, and I'll stir that very well. Let it fry up. Now I'll put in half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Turmeric powder, haldi powder. I will also add about 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, that's dhania powder. I'll stir that very well. Yeah, if you don't have coriander powder, that's dhania powder, you can add cumin powder as well. So I forgot to tell you, while grinding that, or I have told you, I don't know whether I told you or not, but while grinding the onions and tomatoes, I've repeated, I also added like half a cup of curd, yogurt, because as you know the tomatoes are really expensive, so we are compensating it with some curd. Okay, and into that mixie that we ground, I put in about half a cup of water where we can use all the goodness. Okay, nicely. And as that is going on, well, so now at this stage I will put in the boiled mutton along with the soup. Okay, and I'll stir this all very well. I'll stir this all very well, and I will check the salt, how the salt is. Do we need more? Oh, it's right. As for now, it is perfect. Okay, and I will add in a little more, about 1 cup of water. Okay, and I'll drop in a few, a little bit, about a tablespoon of coriander leaves, chopped, washed and chopped, a little bit of curry leaves. Okay, and I will give it about 2 whistles in the cooker. The meat is already cooked, but it's good to give it 2 whistles. So I hope you can see my jollof rice. I hope I've done justice to it, but I want to tell you something. I love jollof rice so much that I thought of trying it with whatever ingredients I have at home. So please comment, whoever loves jollof rice, and tell me if you like the way I made it. That will really make me happy. Okay, it's come out really well, really grainy, and the taste is excellent. I'll show you how I plate it up. So this is my finished product, everyone. I really love the jollof rice. It's looking really good and just the way I wanted it. I hope all of you will see it, try it and comment on it. Okay, to go with it I made some mutton curry, and this is some sweet rice which is called Zarda, and this cucumber. So this is my lunch today. Hope all of you will like it. Hope all of you will try it at home. So I would really appreciate if you comment on my jollof rice. So that will actually encourage me in doing my work better. Okay, take care everyone. God bless.